Greetings. Thank you for joining me, Ashley and I Am Love on IG, and those of you on Facebook and what's the other place called? YouTube. Just want to make sure everything is as it should be over there. There should be no reason why it isn't working. Want to make sure I got sound. Ashley. Oh, you're in Atlanta, Ashley. Oh, you're making me jealous and nervous. Well, not nervous, just jealous. Yeah, you should go see my friends in Atlanta. All right, what are we talking about today? Let me just make sure I got sound on YouTube. Let me go to my channel. There's got to be a quicker way to get to my channel. Maybe if I'd done it before I went live. I got some announcements. What in the world? I know IG is fine. Jenny is in the house. Here we go. Wait a minute. That's not supposed to be happening. I'm getting to it. Bear with me. How do I get to my channel again? I used to be able to do. Oh, wait. I haven't done this in a few weeks. I'm forgetting. I'm sure there's sound. Okay, I'm going to go on my computer. Hello. So good to see you all. I'm getting ready to start. So this is just me chatting, but I'm going to start officially in a minute. Now, I haven't done a show in a while, several. Well, I've done Ricky's show. I've guest host. Thank you, Ashley. What you doing in Atlanta? Are you just passing, visiting people there, or what? You know that's my other home, right? There's no place like Atlanta, and I look forward to being back there. Wait a minute. I don't think I am. Anybody on YouTube? Let's see. I usually can just get to it. All right. Let me go to my videos. I know your channel right there. Because that's. Oh, there we are. We're live. I'm alive. Okay. Let's just see. And then I'm going to exit. Looks like I'm live on YouTube as well. Ah, yep, there we go. Okay. That's me talking to me. All right. Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good day to you. Thank you for being here. Happy sunny day. It is if you're joining me live, but if you listen to the replay, then it is whatever day. It could be Moon Day or Thursday. It could be Friday. I wonder what Friday represents. Monday is the Moon Day, right? Tuesday, what day is that? I don't know. Saturday is Saturn Day. But anyway, if anybody knows, Charlotte Watson Shema, you want to use your whole name. Like y'all gonna recognize me. You're gonna slow down and read my handle. Thank you everyone for joining me. I am Ade Anifowoshe, life coach Ade, your metaphysical rebel. Oh, Ashley says she don't know I love it in Atlanta. Atlanta's my second home, almost my first home. You came to Savannah to the weekend, and oh, I know who you're visiting in Savannah. If you didn't come for her, you visited her. I know who lives there. Oh yeah, Atlanta is that place where I really feel at home. I miss it, and I look forward to being back there, as I said earlier. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Some of you are chatting already. I haven't done this in a while. What? Glenda's in the house. Happy New Year. In the words of Ricky Byers, happy all year. Pat. Yes, I have. I have forgotten how to do the text. I'm telling you, it's no joke. Pat, I have forgotten. Like just before, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I introduce myself? Because I haven't done a show since September. My show, anyway. I've guest hosted for Ricky twice. That's slightly different for some reason, but it's been a while. I'm kind of rusty. So good to see you. Oh, Tuesday is Mars Day. I did not know that. Interesting. And Friday, well, yes, well, you're talking astrologically, but I'm talking the otherly. So you know how you have Sunday, which is the sun day. Saturday, Saturn Day. Monday is Moon Day. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think Thursday is Thur, Thor Day, right? Yeah, no, yeah. Monday is Moon. Yeah, it's Moon. That's right. But maybe you're right, Pat. I don't know. I started something now. You missed me? No, you didn't. You're just trying to blow smoke up my consciousness. Yes, I have missed being here. I have had a lot to say, a lot to share. Oh, you were born on a moon day. Yes, you're a moon child then, Glenda. Yeah, I've really missed being here. Um, Before I tell you about the announcement, I just want to, I guess, to kind of connect. I've missed being here. I've had a lot to say. I've gone through a lot of shifts and change, major healing, which I won't go into right now. If you want to know, well, so I'm going to tell you, you're a Cancer. Oh, no wonder you're so lovey-dovey family. Just can't help but love humanity. I am, what am I? I'm a Cancer rising. Yeah, there's so much that I've gone through in the last few months. One of the significant things that sounds British. One of the things that I went through is a major healing with my father. I won't go into it now because it's quite a long story. But if you want to find it, you can go on Ricky Byers' YouTube channel, December 21st, 2022, right? Yeah, I did a whole show on that. I wasn't even planning to, but at the same time, I was open. I said, Spirit, to just speak through me. You got a Cancer moon. Yeah, I'm a Cancer moon too. No, I'm not. What am I talking about? I'm getting all confused here. So I am Aries sun, Aries moon, and then Cancer rising. So we've got Glenda here. You go listen. Yeah, you should go listen. You're gonna love it. Pat. Glenda is the Cancer. We have I am love. I can't see the picture very well, so I think I know you, but I'm not sure. Tell me your real name. No, don't tell me your real. Tell me your other name. See, I recognize Ashley. I used to say apes, A. What is that? And then she had to break it down for me. But yeah, I had a major healing with my father. Major healing, which I'm so grateful for. In short, if you don't get a chance to listen to watch the podcast I guest hosted for Ricky, um, my father healed my heart with his two hands. That will make you go and watch it now. And Pat is Gemini. Oh, no wonder you're so. No, I'm just kidding. I'm making crap up right now. But anyway, yes, it's. I wasn't going to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going to say a little bit about it. Can I at least start? I guess I've started the show. I really came here to have a conversation, to make an announcement, and I was kind of like, maybe I will, just do a quick announcement and get off, but that doesn't work. It's been a while. I miss y'all for real, for real. It's kind of weird, but anyway, so we have a responsibility. I thought so. Tevon, how are you doing? Right, I thought I recognized that. Yes, I was like, I recognize that handle, but I couldn't figure it out. Thank you. Um, what was I saying? Yes, I don't know. I was saying something. I was saying we all. Oh, okay. We all have We have a responsibility to one another, and parents have a responsibility to their children. It's not the responsibility of children to parent the parents or parent. It's the responsibility of the parent or parents to parent the child, whatever age. Now, what parenting looks like changes depending on how old you are, how old the children are. What I want to say is when we really understand that we have a responsibility to one another. We can make different choices. And even though this sounds cliche, and it's true, that's why it's a cliche, we can make the world a better place. Because everyone, every person needs the inner child to be heard. No matter how spiritual you are, you can levitate cross-legged, you can leave your body and channel your past life. Yeah, that's all well and good. Actually, that's the easy part. Being spiritual is easy. And that's what causes a lot of pain, because we're already spiritual. And because of the miseducation, we're trying so hard to be spiritual. And our human experience, our human life is just like, why is it not working? The truth is, I believe that we're already spiritual. Everything we're affirming for a vision, it's already here. Our responsibility is to download that, is to translate that through our human experience. So whatever you do, in the words of Martin Luther King, if you're sweeping the street, be the best one. That's you using your spirituality. So as parents, they have a responsibility to honor that inner child. I know some parents are not in that place to do it. I know some people have different experiences with their parents. Some of them are not close for whatever reason, but healing can always happen. Maybe for some of us, our parents are not around. They made their transition, but their ways to still heal. But what I would say is, talk about my experience. To have my father speak to my inner child, oh my God. And all the back and forth that I had with him occasionally, because it wasn't all the time, but there were some things that I was feeling that I didn't understand. When that moment happened, it made sense. Once again, you can go to Ricky's channel, Ricky Byers, on YouTube. I won't even spoil it for you, because I want you to go through the journey so you can have your own experience. But it was beautiful. And even the things that happened before that happened. I am also part of let's see, how much of this can I say? I am part of a documentary, which is the stories about it's about belonging, identity, and being a Nigerian that was born in UK and growing up. Growing up as a child being fostered. I just say that. That's all I'm going to say about that. There was a few of us that were part of it when we got to see the private screening, which was actually that private screening. When I went to see it, was part of the stepping stone to the healing that was going to happen with my father and I. I can't say a lot about the documentary yet, but maybe we're already in this year, right? 2023. Soon I'll be able to say more about it. I'm excited about it. I just can't go into it because we're not supposed to say a lot about it until it comes out. But anyway, let me see here. I want to say some other things. Good to have you back like this. Go. I should say it's good to have you back like this. Go at it. I miss being here. Yes, I miss being here. So anyway, what else do I want to tell you? Of course, my book is due to be released. So let me just go into the announcements, which is what I really came here to do. But I also know when I show up and there's a microphone, Spirit is going to use me, because I always say, okay, Spirit, I'm here. Use me. Whatever needs to be said, let it be expressed. So I'm open for that. Hey, Karen. Karen inspires. Yes, you do. So my book was due to be released December 10th. I had to change the date to January 10th, which is 2 days from now. Writing a book is a task. Publishing a book is a task. And then the process of publishing the book, getting the covers designed, working with other people, It's a book by itself. Yes, it was, Pat. It was powerful. It was powerful. I am not the same man. You should go listen to that. Really, I think you would get your own experience out of it. So I had to move the date, December 10th, because the person I was working with then, I don't know what the flip was going on. I'm not going to call names, but this person have a name that when you, I pay attention to names. Okay, names are important. I see names as your soul signature. You know, I have a program called What's in the Name. What is it? Representing our stories. What's in the name? So when I hear names, if it's a foreign name, an English name, an African name, an English name, I want to understand. I want to know the meaning. So anyway, this person has a name that I thought, oh, this is going to be a good relationship. Not. It was a bleep bleep in disguise. You know that statement? Figure it out. It was a disguise. And they just did not. Oh my God. I was mad. I was hot. They were not doing what they were supposed to do. Anyway, I had to release them, which messed my timing up. So I found another person. Great. I read the review of this person. I, kind of checked them out, asked some questions. I just knew, yeah, I just knew, yep, it's definitely time now. And I saw that the bleep bleep in disguise led me to this person. So I was definitely excited. And, this second person got the idea of what I'm trying to do, which was great. And they've designed it the way I want it designed. There's been some surprises along the way. There's some things I had to just give up. And then this other person was doing the same shit. One thing I can't stand, because I like to understand, is to ask questions so I can understand what's happening. But then you don't answer my question. Oof. And because this second person really didn't engage in communicating, because that's the only way. There's no phone, the service I'm using. I'm not even going to promote that site either. But it's similar to, what's it called? Elance, freelance, something where you can get people all over the world that can do different things. Anyway, this other person, I think they went to the same school as the first person. I'm like, why am I the one finding these people out? So they delayed it, kept asking for an extension. We kept extending it. Anyway, we're finally done. It's ready, almost ready to be released, but I can tell you now, yeah, you know the site, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a mess. 5. Now, there's some people who've used and they've got good stuff, but somehow I just found the ones that wanted to help me grow. Glenda, you're cracking me up. He said, I know the site. So, long story short, the announcement is it won't be released on the 10th in 2 days from now. You have to put them on blast like that. Yep, it is, Glenda. But it will be released in the next 2 weeks, before the end of the month. I know that much. So I have uploaded my manuscript to the ebook. It was actually on Amazon when I did it. They approved it. It was on there and it was live. I had to take it down today. It's like, no, we're not ready for that yet. This other person I was working with, I saw some things that needed to be corrected. Send the thing back to them. And the child of God send me back the wrong file. I saw some mistakes, some typos, because Amazon will tell you that there's some typos. I'm like, so I had to go through it. But as I was going through it, I realized that the person designing the thing for me took some of my messages, just one messages, and divided into 2. I'm like, what the flip? So that meant I had to go through each one to make sure there's some other mistake. Maybe there's some mistakes that I'm missing. So anyway, I went through that, listed detailed information, and said, this is what I need corrected. And the child of God, let's be nice, sent me the same flipping file. Thank God for my beloved. Now, Glenda, you're feeling me, right? Because I didn't call him that when I was talking. Anyway, so my beloved said, "Why don't you ask him if you can get a file that you can edit?" Now, I knew I can get a Word document from him, but I've been using EPUB. That's one of the ones that Amazon say they like, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. So I was trying to get that to get it because I couldn't edit it. I've never really done that before. But then my beloved said, ask him for one you could edit yourself. I'm like, yeah, I can get Word. And I wasn't sure if the quality was going to be good. Anyway, I'd asked him several other questions. I just send me the Word. So I got the Word document, made the corrections myself, uploaded it. Yesterday, I spent the whole of yesterday uploading my book, Resolving Issues, on Amazon, which was interesting. The paperback, it's almost ready to be uploaded, but there's some design issues on the cover. So I had to go back to the book cover, not the same Child of God, but Child of God. So he's working on the book cover for me so I can get it in the margin. But it has been a journey. I've got to a place now where I just released it because I wanted it to be released released on December 10th. It didn't happen. I went through changes and I even put pressure on myself because I'm thinking I already told people I'm going to release on December 10th and I'm not going to do it. And I have great people in my life who can bring me back to the center, specifically speaking, my beloved. And there were maybe two other people, I think. It's like, okay, it's not ready. And then when I posted on Facebook and said, I'm going to have to change the date, the comments that I received actually helped me chill the flip down. Like, it's okay. Somebody said it's all in divine order. And somebody else said it will be released at the perfect time. And I tell you, when I read that, I felt something. And that's something that I felt was almost like, ooh, I don't think it was going to be released on the 10th. I was like, I don't want to even connect to that. But it won't be. But by the end of the month, it'll be ready. What was I going to say? So, yeah, what I'm doing now is correcting the book cover. And then I'm going to upload it. There's some corrections I need to make to the ebook because sometimes you have a format when you write a book. It's fine, but then you upload it and something gets moved or changed. Yeah, so yesterday I was on Amazon all day yesterday. At one point, like 2-3 hours talking to the customer service. Thankfully, they're quite helpful. That was good. I spoke to a guy called Jean. He was good. And here's another thing. I don't know, it's just useless information. Now, I have my ESBN. I bought it many, many years ago, actually 2008. And I had some issues with it because I linked it. I ended up creating 2 accounts on KDP. I don't remember. Well, I know how it happened, but when I did it, I didn't know that was what was happening. I'm giving you this useless information, but just something you can know. When I bought the ISBN, I was with a company called Create Space, which I understand was also Amazon company, but then somewhere it looks like Amazon bought it. But anyway, they were connected. Because the ISBN that I had that was associated with the book that I actually hadn't published, the ISBN was linked to that. And it was during the time it was Create Space, which was the company that I was using then. I no longer have access to my ISBN. I found that out last night. Oh, I was mad. I was mad. It's like, come on. And that was after several things had happened. But in that moment, I just released it. I said, okay, I get an ISBN from Amazon because I got my own publishing company, and that's what I wanted to use. But if you use the ISBN from Amazon, then it just says independent publisher. But I had to release it. So I'm excited that I'm almost there. The manuscripts are ready. You're going to make some few tweaks. So by the end of the month, it will be up. Yes, right, Glenda, you're very right. Glenda said alignment is when it will be released. That's right. So you had a bad experience with that company too? I had a friend that used it, which is why I decided to go there. Because initially I kept looking at it. When I got to a place, I was very frustrated. I was ready to release the book. And I went to that site. I'm like, maybe. And then I spoke to somebody else and she told me that she used that site. So I said, okay. And because I was thinking, oh, what about my manuscript? What if these people go use my book and say they wrote it? But I had to surrender. When you have a vision, when you have an idea, sometimes you just got to give it up. Because had I not gone through that site, even though I've had to grow, the book would not be near where it is right now. I have a manuscript, it's ready to go live. So through the storm, I'm keeping my eyes on the Christ consciousness. I shall not drown because it is ordained. So yeah, the announcement about the book, the long announcement about the book is it won't be released on the 10th, but it will be released by the end of the month. Because next thing I need to do now is make some corrections with the paperback and the ebook, which shouldn't take long. And then I want to order a proof copy so I make sure it looks the way I want it to look before I make it live. I don't want you guys buying something going, this is what I paid for. Well, even if you never say that, personally, I'll be like, oh my God. So I got to fix that and get the proof and see what it looks like. What's the other announcement that I have for you? I have daily thoughts. I have an announcement about daily thoughts. And I think I'm going to read it today, actually, because if I feel like I want to read it. I feel like letting go, let go, let God, let go. I don't know why. Well, when I said I feel like reading it, I thought of Ricky's song, I Feel Like Letting Go. So why not sing? You know, I'm a great singer and all. So why not? Let me bless y'all with my voice. So yeah, daily thoughts. As you know, I'm one of the I'm one of the writers for Daily Thoughts. Daily Thoughts is a monthly, daily inspiration published by Hillside International Truth Center in Atlanta, Georgia, my spiritual home. And this, we have four writers now. No, yeah, four authors. I write every 4 months. I can never figure it out. Anyway, they split the year between the four of us. That's every 3 months, I guess. I don't know. You do the maths, because my math ain't mathing in my head. And so this is my month, January, and I'm so excited to share with you today's affirmation. I'm going to do the announcement first. Today's affirmation is I am a blessing to all. So the announcement about daily thought is this year, this month, this January edition, written by yours truly, is the last one that I'm writing for Hillside. I am no longer an author. I got guidance to release it, so I released it. And then I'll tell you about my podcast in a minute. You want to hear today's daily thoughts? Yeah, you do. You do. What did I say, Glenda? You said you remember them. What did you say? What was I saying? I know I talked about releasing the book. I can't remember. I'm trying to link what you said with what I said and considering there's like a 10-second delay. Thank you. Thank you. I love the daily thoughts too. Writing for me, to call myself a writer, an author, it's, oh yeah, create space. Right. I felt like I knew what you were talking about. Thanks, Glenda. Um, the fact that I wrote for Daily Thoughts, Hillside International Truth Center, for a little over 9 years. And I have my own blog. I haven't blogged in a long time, but I did it over the years. But the fact that I could call myself an author, a writer, is really an example of there's so much we don't know about ourselves. There's so much we don't know, and there's so much we don't know that we don't know. And not only is It's not only that you don't know what you don't know. Sometimes you don't know that you don't know that you don't know. You don't know that you don't know. And other times, you don't know that you don't know that you don't know. Say that slowly and just think about it. And when you don't know, you don't know. And when you don't know, you don't see. When you don't know, you can't even think about it. It's not part of your reality. But once you get an idea, something shifts your consciousness, and then now you know that you don't know. That's moving in the right direction, because now you know you don't know. So for me, this process of writing daily thoughts, it's been a journey. There was a time I really didn't want to read. Once it's published, I didn't want to read my own. When I would go to Hillside, and they're reading it in the congregation, I get uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my God, what if somebody reads it and think this is a lot of crap? It doesn't make any sense. Someone once said to me, doesn't it feel good to be in church and you hearing people read your daily thoughts? I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'm all nervous. I'm like always waiting for something to, sometimes when people say, oh, your daily thought hit me right where I needed it. It's just for me. I'm like, but I get very sensitive about my writing because I write differently. I'm still learning to be at peace with the way I write, specifically around. I remember somebody once saying to me, you write the way you speak. And I was like, okay. And I thought, is that a judgment or criticism? And somehow, I've had a story when people point out something like that, I feel like I need to go fix it. So somehow I made up a story that's not the right way to write. And then having a conversation with the person, it's like, well, that's just how you write. And other people say it. But there's a part of me, because it was highlighted, there's a part of my thinking saying, well, maybe I need to be writing differently. But I have to no, you write the way you write. So daily thought for me, it brought out the best in me. It allows me to listen to spirit in a new way, in a different way. Sometimes it's painful to write because I'm hearing something, I'm capturing something, but to put it in 140 words is just not enough. Sometimes I'm struggling to find the words. And sometimes I got to delete some of it. It's like, oh, that's painful. And there are times when I would write it and read it, and I'm like, wow, that is good. Because I can feel the power of it. But there was a time when I would not go back and read daily thoughts when it's published, because by the time I write it, I edit it, I'm reading many times, talk to the Hillside editor, we go back and forth. I'm done. I don't want to read it anymore. Yes, Ashley, poverty of awareness. I like that. Poverty of awareness. When you don't know that you don't know, and you don't know that you don't know that you don't know. I know that's right, Glenda. Glenda said, write how the Spirit directs you. I've surrendered to that. Daily thoughts really helped me with that. And Pat said, I love daily thoughts. One of the things around daily thoughts, well, my experience of daily thoughts, when I was asked to write, or when I was told my name was put forward, I didn't even know they were looking for an author. I didn't even go for it. Somebody just put my name in, Michael Billups, who used to work in the media department at Hillside, and he told me, and I was like, me? Are you serious? He said, yeah. He said, you got the feel like you got the handle of truth. You got a grasp for it. I was excited and nervous about it. And then, they did whatever they did, voted, whatever they did, and they said, yep, they accepted me as a writer. And at first I was really, I can tell you a story, my journey when I felt like I wasn't an expert in grammar, and oh my God, I felt very vulnerable. But I was writing the way I understood truth. I was writing because truth for me, spiritual truth, coming to awareness of who I am and this thing called God, called life. It was something that I held on to because I needed to understand. And I was not settling for anything else. And I wanted to make sure that my daily thoughts that I wrote carried the same messages, that it honored the readers, not make them less than. So I share tools that has helped me. There's so many places I can go with a daily thought, but what I will say is I've learned to write ideas that come to me specifically, to write it in a universal way that people can understand it. And my intention when I started writing was I want what I write to be an answered prayer. I want to hear people say, I was just praying about that. I was just talking to my friends about that. I needed to hear this. I like the way you break it down. And I heard that a lot. I heard somebody said to me, I've been in truth for over 30 years, but it amazes me to see where you can go in breaking down truth in a ways that I've never thought about it. That was one of my greatest compliments. And I know that literally doing God's work. God as me, God as me, God as me, God through me. So, and I started to collect stories and experience what people are saying. And one of the things when I was writing, I said, now I need to make this very clear. When I write about God, I'm not doing he. I may do she, but really I'm not going to do no he, because God as a he, that pronoun is very confusing. It's been used to beat people up. And I didn't want to have nothing to do with that. So if you see my daily thoughts, and I don't know if the other authors do it, I would say something like itself, or I'll use it instead of he. I'm more likely, well, I never used she before, but I feel comfortable with that because God as a she has never been, well, I won't say never, but you know what I mean. The Christianity God, the God of Christianity, colonized Christianity. Because the Christianity is really, when you strip away all the fluff and the colonized aspect of it, the supremacy of it, it's about tapping into the Christ consciousness. That's what JC represented. JC wasn't. JC is no more God than you are. So anyway, I was able to use daily thoughts to as well teach. Sometimes they say don't put the teaching in there, but every now and then, and it's not that I'm like, I'm going to teach, but I just felt like the times when we, in a spiritual community, that we do spiritual bypassing. We use spiritual truth to beat ourselves up. And what I know my journey is truth is affirming. Truth will call you out. It will call you up. But it never beats you up. It may feel like it. So you might see something I write, if I'm writing about forgiveness, because there's two sections to it. The last paragraph is about where you affirm it. I am. You see the format where you have an affirmation and a breakdown of the affirmation. And the second paragraph is where you personalize it. I'm going to read today and you see what I'm saying. And I might write something. I forgive myself for not being able to forgive. There's this thing. I know I need to be more loving. I know I need to forgive, but I just can't. I just can't do it. It's just hard to forgive. Stop. Just stop. Sometimes when we say it's hard to do something, it's because we really don't want to do it. And then sometimes it's just because it's hard to do it. So forgive yourself for not knowing how to forgive and keep doing the work. Now, I don't always have enough space to write all of that, but enough for the reader to feel like they're closer to God than ever before. They're closer to the Most High, the great I am. Those are some of the words that I use. to break down this idea of God. Because sometimes God, when you hear that word God, people like they get their guards up, like, oh God, you know. We talk about spirituality. Your name, I had somebody that's really close to me when I was talking about God, or I think I said something about to continue doing my work and doing spirit, something I said. She said, well, the thing about UK is we're not very um we're not a she didn't say we're not a Christian country. We don't believe in God or something she said. I said, whatever she said, it sounded to me like she's following me under religion. And I'm like, no, you got me up. No, I didn't say that. I said, listen, what I believe is I don't care what you call it. We're all part of it. So anyway, Daily Thoughts would be a good book. What do you mean by that, Pat? My book is actually similar to, well, it's not similar to Daily Thoughts, but it's a book of downloads, affirmation, more inspirations and meditations. Things that I downloaded that came to me sometimes during podcasts, during the show, or when I'm working with a client that's just so transformative. And the idea is for you to read the message wherever your eyes go to first, whatever page you open to, and allow the message to speak to you and allow for yourself whatever you need to hear from that message. You may read the message and go, no, I don't agree with this. Okay, great. But don't stop there. Take a moment and ask, what am I resisting? What do I need to see that I'm not seeing? And you don't even have to agree with it. See, that's the thing in religious community and spiritual community. We think people have to agree with what we... No! You don't have to believe with the way I see life, understand spirituality. See it the way you see it and make it work for you. So the spirit of my writing is to activate the good in you. Speaking of which, let me read Daily Thoughts today. Someone once said to me, it would be good if you read Daily Thoughts, and I started doing it some early last year. Then life happened and I didn't do it anymore. But I want to read this to you. I'm going to read it to you as I wrote it. And if you're on my Facebook page or Instagram, if you have it, or if you have Daily Thoughts, you have the book, or maybe you subscribe, I invite you to go back after this broadcast and read the first paragraph to yourself. So I'm just going to read the first sentence. You are a divine idea of God. So instead of reading it that way, read it as I am a divine idea of God. Personalize it. That's what I did this morning. When I read this for the last 8 days now, when I read the Daily Thoughts, it almost feels like I didn't write it. Like, wow, this is powerful. This is deep. So today's Daily Thoughts, Sunday, January 8th, 2023. The affirmation is, I am a blessing to all. You are a divine idea of God. When God caught an idea of itself as you, God knew that you were good. In the mind and eyes of God, you are always good. Everything about you is good. You are a blessing that keeps blessing, even when your presence have left the room. Claim your goodness. Know your goodness. Accept the idea that you are indeed a blessing. Can you accept that? Can you accept that you are a blessing? I don't care how much you've effed up. I don't care what you're struggling with. I don't care what you don't know. I don't care if you don't know where you belong, if you're struggling with not being enough. Can you just, in this moment, accept you're a blessing? And if you find yourself saying, yeah, but get your big butt out of the way, you're a blessing, whether you know it or not. So you might as well accept it. We are a blessing. When God breathed life into you, the goodness of the Most High is good. Life is good. God is good. God is breath. The breath of God is what is breathing you. You are good. You're a blessing. To bless is to confer blessings unto someone. Well, let's say that again. To bless is to name the good about something. I bless you. You're calling forth the good in someone. Yeah, I certainly miss being here. Okay, let's read the rest of the daily thoughts. I am a blessing. I am a blessing that multiplies God's goodness. I am holy and blessed. Where I stand is holy ground. The daily occurrences of my life are simply expressions of consciousness. The daily occurrences of my life are simply expressions of consciousness. What I mean there is the things that's happening, maybe it was you call it good, maybe you call it bad, maybe you didn't like it, maybe you felt anxious, maybe you were happy, maybe you were excited, maybe you were joyful, maybe you were overwhelmed. It's just the occurrence. It's an expression. It's an expression of consciousness. Don't get attached to it. I am not, there you go. I am not attached to the result of physical reality. I am the ultimate result. Okay, let's try that again. I am the ultimate result, the goodness of God. I am a blessed being on earth, here to be a blessing from moment to moment. Thank you, faith in me, through me, as me, around me, through the Christ within, and so it is. And the scripture is not rendering evil for evil, nor railing for railing, but instead of these, render blessings. When you bless someone, guess what? It's a selfish act because you are going to receive the reward of your own blessings. Now, you may not be in a place to be a blessing. That's your stuff to work through. And fake blessings don't work. I'm just going to bless you. Oh, please stop. Don't. I said at the beginning, to be spiritual is easy. The challenge is to live this human experience. JBB672. You really don't want us to know who you are, do you? But JBB, what's up? On IG. The spiritual aspect of us is actually the simplest part because we don't have to do much about it. You're a blessing, whether you know it or not. You're enough, whether you accept that to be true or not. You are love in action, whether you're struggling with loving yourself or not. You are love. That's the easy part. What is called for is to accept that we are that. And we sometimes have to do work. We have to do the work. We have to go to therapy. We have to do, some journaling, some prayer, some visioning, so that we can remember who we are, that we are not the story that other people are telling about us. In fact, they don't know shit about our story. They're just going by the cover of the book. And you bought into the shitty story, and now your life looks like crap. I want you to shift your consciousness so you can open up and see yourself. Being human, that's the challenge. A spiritual path is really allowing your spirituality to be expressed through your humanness. That's integration. Allow your ego to be guided by your spiritual nature. Spiritualize your ego, and everything else is like, oh, really? Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't act up. It doesn't mean you're always just like, oh, I love everybody. I'm a light worker. Yeah, you're that. But sometimes you just want to slap somebody upside the head. Yeah. He's talking about violence because everybody's all like, ooh, can't say that nowadays. No, yeah. Even people will say, here's another, ooh, Lord, I got to go. Yeah, I miss being here. Humans, we're hypocritical. Don't want to go down there? It's here. I'm going to say it. And if we can be honest about that fact that we're hypocritical, and I got one more announcement to tell you, I got to remember, we can set ourselves free. There's so many things that people do or people say on social media with friends and family. Nobody should ever have to put their hands on anybody. A man should never beat a woman. Yeah, in theory. And yes, but is that being done? No. We encourage putting hands. Put your hands on me. Or don't try Jesus. Don't try me. We're ready to put hands on people. And at the same time, we're like, nobody should ever have to put their hands on anybody. Don't try me. We're so hypocritical. We encourage putting hands by buying games that are full of violent scenes, video for our children. We encourage violence and putting hands on somebody by supporting war. Yeah, they should kill them. They should put them in jail and put them in an electric chair. So hypocritical. Why am I going there? I don't know. But that's not the only way. There are many ways that we say one thing and do another. But anyway, sometimes you want to just slap somebody upside the head. And you may end up doing it. But you can always, everybody can be redeemed. You can be redeemed. And it's work. Being human ain't easy. It's challenge. Being spiritual is simple. You don't have to do shit. Just, you're spiritual. Whether you Om Shanti or not, you're spiritual. But to navigate this earth, this planet, your family, your friends, your job, your co-workers, as a human being, sometimes you see them coming like, oh, they got on my goddamn nerve. And they haven't even made it. They're just coming through the parking lot and you see them coming and they got you. The invitation is to allow your spiritual nature. Wait, actually, let me rephrase that. To allow your human nature to integrate with your spirituality. And you must honor spiritual truth as well as your physical truth. There's spiritual truth and there's a physical truth. Being in this physical body, there's some truth around it. That you may have been abused. You may have been betrayed. Maybe you were the abuser. Honor that. Excuse me. Honor that. And also know that even though the things that you have done cannot take anything away from your spiritual nature, so your responsibility is to remember and redeem yourself. Okay, that's that. The last announcement is my podcast. Season 4 ended last September, a few months ago. And the guidance I got was to start season 5 this year. And so I worked it out. I said, yeah, it'll be, because after the New Year's, I like to still have a whole week to myself. So season 5 was supposed to start in 2 days' time, January 10th. It's not. In fact, I don't have a date for it yet because I find that I'm doing a lot of different things that's calling for my attention and I need to pace myself. So we have daily thoughts, we have podcasts and the book and things that happen to change. And I am telling you, surrendering to the change has been a bit challenging and sometimes. Well, actually, the podcast was easy to say, okay, it's not going to go live. Season 5 won't go live on the 10th. That was easy. The book has been the most challenging experience to release and trust the process. I mean, a few days ago, I was sharing that earlier, when I sent the guy the errors that he had made and the typos that I wanted to be corrected, and I was ready, all excited, and uploaded to KDP, and only to find out the same mistakes were there. I even asked him, I said, what change did you make before? Because I'm confused. If I gave a detailed information of the things that I need corrected, and it still sent me the same file. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So when I got it back, oh my God, I was pissed. I was hot. And I had to get on a call, 6 o'clock. It was on Friday. Yep. And it was like 5 minutes to 6. And I just called my beloved, man. I'm like, baby, I knew once I hear her voice anyway, she was going to help me calm down. And then she had to get on a call too, 5 minutes. So I was like, perfect. And she just helped me calm down. And that's when she suggested, can't you get a file that you can edit And I was like, yeah, I can, but I want to do that one, the EPUB, because apparently that's the best one. But no, you can use, for those of you who haven't written books yet, or a book yet, or you're wanting to, you can do a Word document and you can upload it to KDP, Amazon. So it was very good yesterday to get an email back from Amazon that said, what did it say? I think this was it. I was like, look who's doing something. Me. Your book is available in Kindle store. Congratulations, your book, Spiritual Appetizers for the Soul, is now live. It was live, but I took it down because I don't want y'all to get it yet. I want to get the paperback up. Once I get that up, then I'll have both live. Spiritual Appetizers for the Soul. Spiritual Appetizers for the Soul. Not Appetizer for the Soul, because I discovered today there's a book like that. When I went to look at it and my book was live, right underneath was Appetizers for the Soul. I was like, oh, okay. Somebody trying to be like me. But you know what's funny about that? Many years ago, I talk so fast sometimes, I don't even know what I'm talking about. When I was trying to think of the title, I went through Appetizers for the Soul. I sure did. And then it was around the time I was doing a show on 1-2 Radio. And the show was called Soul Food for Your Consciousness. So I said, oh, Brandon, let me write a book with the same name, Soul Food for Your Consciousness. And after a while, many years later, I just said, nah, I'm not going to do that. And I went back to Appetizers for the Soul. Somehow along the way, I don't even know how it came about, I came up with the name Spiritual Appetizers for the Soul. And today, when I saw that someone has a book out called Appetizer for the Soul, I'm like, look at God. Because I would be mad if someone had the same title as me. Oh, I would have been mad. And I was like, it's so good to listen to that inner guide. Yeah, it was live. I took it down. I unpublished it, Glenda, because yesterday all I was doing was uploading it. And then I need to, because, okay, so I am, I'm just going to tell the truth. It's not like it's a secret or anything. So I have a friend who's published through Amazon twice. And every time she's done it, she's done the Amazon bestseller campaign. I thought I wanted to do it. But then after all, I'm like, I don't give a flip about that. I don't care. And then time-wise, that was when I was planning to release it, December 10th. I didn't have enough time. And I really felt like I didn't really have the support to do the things that was needed. And I mentioned it to this friend of mine who's done it twice. And she said, I'm going to push back. I think you should do it. She said, that's always going to follow you. And she said, I can help you. I've done it twice. I can help you in doing the campaign. So I said, okay. She said, once she said she can help me, I was like, fine. And so one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to do the Amazon bestseller campaign. So when it goes live, I'm going to let y'all know. Go get it. The price is going to be cheap that you won't even know you spend that money. When you look in your account, you'll be like, it looks like I spent a couple of dollars, a couple of pounds, but I ain't worried about that. And then, you'll get more information. So that's why I took it down. And I also took it down because the paperback is not ready to go live yet. And I also didn't want people to go searching, because last month people were searching. Like, I went to look on Amazon, I couldn't find it. So I unpublished it. I want to release both at the same time. Oh, I see. Well, okay, I see what you mean. Like, if the book was ready, if it went live yesterday and I took it out, but you probably figured that I've been talking about it. It's not just an ebook; it's a paperback as well. So I want to release both of them at the same time. Because the truth is, when I do the Amazon campaign, so I'm really, really, really inviting you, requesting that you support me in achieving that goal. I'm going to release the ebook first. Like I said, it's going to be at a cost that you won't even know. Went out your account. You won't even know. And the more I sell and the more sharing and the review that I get, the better my chance of being an Amazon bestseller in that category. And then 2 days later, I will make the paperback live. Okay, so that's why I took it down, because I really want to do it in the right way. But yeah, that's a good question. It's like if it was live yesterday and you want to release on the 10th, I think you don't have a problem. And that's actually interesting, isn't it? Right? I could really release it on the 10th, right? You see how we create problems for ourselves? But I am not, because I have a plan. I'm following the plan. So anyway, I think I'm complete. Wow, I finished exactly an hour. I didn't think I would be this long. What time is it? Wow, it's almost 1 o'clock over here. 1 a.m. I didn't know that. And I still got energy. I can go forward for another 2 minutes. So anyway, what y'all want to talk about? Anything you want to talk about? Any questions you want to ask me on IG, both my accounts, on YouTube and Facebook? Let me know. What am I doing tomorrow? I won't be here tomorrow. I won't be here on Tuesday, as I said. But I'll be back. And once the book is ready and I'm ready to start my campaign, I am really thinking about maybe by January 24th, I'll be ready, because I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get the proof from Amazon. They send it to me. I look at it, and knowing that it's perfect, I'm going to make sure I do everything I need to do up front. And as soon as I get the proof, I'm ready to go. So trustfully in about 2 weeks, but definitely before the end of the month. It's been good to share with you, to talk with you. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you, Pat, Jonathan, those of you what I call silent listeners, Ashley, Tavon, who else? Karen was here. Thank you. Those of you that made yourself available. Available? Obvious? No. Made yourself known. There it is. By making comments, by sharing your comments and your thought. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. I look forward to being back here really soon. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, go do it. Glenda said you inspire me to write a book. You mean write another book? Because you've written a book before, right? Did you do it through KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing? And writing a book is getting more easier and easier. Right now, after I finish this, I'm working on my memoir. And I'm really excited about that, because my work is about belonging, identity, and just healing the sense of displacement, which was my story. So my memoir is about that. And now that I've published this book, I have more of a oomph to get it done. Oh, Ashley, you're still here. I thought you were gone. You're very welcome, my dear sister. Thank you for being here. So yeah, Glenda, you're about to write another book. Yeah, I think you should. We all can write a book. We all have a story. Anyway, I love connecting. I love sharing. I love teaching. I love learning. I love doing this. I see a microphone, I go crazy. I've always been like that. So let me wrap this up. Glenda, unless you want to say something before you, because we were in the middle of a conversation. What's your book going to be about, Glenda? Because you know it's waiting for you. All right, let's see. What can I play a song without? Maybe I'll play John's song. No, YouTube will be acting up. YouTube was saying, "Oh, copyright issues." I don't have time to be editing. Anyway, I'm out. Let me flash my book. Let me clear my throat. Oof, sorry about that. It's not showing up. Come on now. Soul food for your... No, that's not it. Spiritual appetizers for the soul. Why is this thing not showing up? There we go. Spiritual appetizers for the soul. There's a method to my madness where you have my hands on the drum. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook. I'm not going to talk about that today. I'll talk about it another day, because I could go another 20, 30 minutes. Thank you, Pat. Oh, you're still here too. I didn't know you're here. I was driving and listening. Looking forward to the book. Thank you very much. Once again, I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. Whatever you do, be good to yourself. And I encourage you to read that daily thoughts for today. Or if you read the ones for, I mean, it's just off the chain. Ready, Set, Go was the first one. The I am a spiritual being, I am innocent. Oh my God. I'm not saying that from an ego place. Like, ooh, juicy content, juicy medicine. Read it, personalize it. When you read it, even though I may have said you are a blessing, read it and say, I am a divine idea of God. When God called an idea of itself as me, God knew that I am good. Claim it, feel it, marinate in it. I got to go. I got to go. Love and blessings. See you around.